Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sham's Story Time. My name is Shamala and I'm a passionate storyteller. Today, I have an African folk tale for you all. Are you ready to listen? The name of today's story is Why Does Anansi Have Eight Thin Legs? The story goes like this. Long ago, Anansi, the spider who features in many African folk tales, was living with his wife in a beautiful home. They both had lots of food to eat. One day, as his wife was making food for lunch, Anansi was just going around the place. Anansi was a foodie. Even though he loves the food at home, Anansi loves the food made by other animals. So he was taking a small walk. And as he was going, he smelled fresh carrots somewhere. He went there, it was the rabbit's hole. The rabbit said, "Oh, Anansi, come, let me give you some carrots. They are really awesome. I'm making something for lunch. Why don't you stay back?" Well, Anansi loved to eat lunch at the rabbit's hole, but Anansi thought about the different chores that he has to do once he stays back for lunch. He may be asked to cut the carrots, for example, and clean up the kitchen table, etc. So Anansi said, "Look here, I have some urgent work to do. What I will do, I will go and come back for lunch." So the rabbit said, "Oh, that's fine. By then, the carrots will be fully done and cooked. So you can come anytime." Anansi said, "No, just so I know when you are done with the cooking, let me spin this web. And one end of the web, I will tie it to your home. And the other end, I will tie it to one of my 8 legs. When you are fully ready with the lunch, you just tug at this web. Then I know that you are ready. I will head to your home." The rabbit said, "Oh, that's a wonderful idea. Go ahead. I will tug on this web when it is done." Anansi spun a web. He tied one end to the rabbit's home, the other end to one of his legs. He started to walk. A little further away, he could smell fresh sweet potatoes. The monkey was making fresh sweet potatoes for lunch. The same thing happened. The monkey said, "Oh, Anansi, why don't you join me for lunch? I'm making sweet potato soup." Anansi said, "I would love to." The monkey said, "Just a few more minutes, okay? I'm making it." Then he said the same thing. Anansi said, "I have some urgent work to go. What I will do, I will spin a web. One end I will tie it to your home, the other end to one of my 8 legs. When your soup is ready, just tug at my web. I will come back to your home." The monkey said, "That's a wonderful idea. Please go ahead. I will tug your web when the food is ready." Anansi did the same thing. He spun another web, one end to the monkey's home, another to one of his legs. He started to walk off. He came across the turtle. The turtle was making bean curry and it smelled delicious. Anansi asked the turtle, "What are you making?" The turtle said, "You must join me for lunch. I'm making wonderful beans curry. It's just going to be ready." Then Anansi said the same thing. He spun a web. One end he tied to the turtle's home, the other end to one of his 8 legs. He started to walk away. On the way, Anansi met many friends. Anansi met a hedgehog, and then further down the lane, he even met a crab, like that, many different animals. And each one of their houses had the aroma of delicious food. Anansi wanted to taste all of them. So there were 8 webs that he spun, and one end of each of these webs was in these animals' homes. The other end was tied to Anansi's legs. Okay, Anansi came to the edge of the river and he was wondering if whether he should go home or to one of these animals' houses. Suddenly, he felt a tug at one of his legs. He wondered, is it the rabbit's hole? Oh no, it is the crab's place. By then, another of his leg also felt a tug. Then another of his leg. All the 8 legs, he felt a tug because all the animals were ready with their lunch. They were calling Anansi. Anansi could not hold it. Imagine 8 legs are pulled in 8 different directions. They pulled and pulled, and Nancy's legs, all of them grew thinner and thinner because they got so elongated. Anansi couldn't stand it anymore. It started to hurt Anansi so much. So he jumped into the river because he wanted to get rid of the web that was binding him. Once he was into the river, all the web got washed away. Anansi felt, "Thank God, I'm fine now. I'm not going to visit any of those animals' homes. Let me go back to my own home and eat the food that my wife made." He came out of the river and he realized All his 8 legs have gone so thin. Have you all seen daddy long legs? It has thin legs, right? Like that, Anansi became. Then he realized it's all because of the tugs that he felt at these legs by the animals. Then he realized, okay, the rest of my life I have to live with thin legs. Thinking so, Anansi walked back home. That's the end of today's African folk tale. Did you all like it? If you did, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sham Storytime. You will have access to many stories. Thank you. Bye bye.